first speaker today is an incredible person who, despite co-owning a shop that was established by her mother-in-law back in 1968, has managed to push the business into the 21st century by constantly reinventing it. I'm delighted to announce our first speaker of the day, Caroline Howard, co-owner of Our Plaice in Warwick. Hi, Caroline. Tell us a bit about yourself and your business.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's Our Plaice in Hagley. The chip shed are in Warwick, Boughton and Minchinhampton. But yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you for letting me speak, Elise and JJ. It's a great thing that you're doing. So can I thank you on that? So my background, well, funny enough, not fish and chips. I was a travel agent in a previous life. And I worked my way up through the ranks, eventually becoming one of the youngest managers in the UK for the Automobile Association in Birmingham New Street, where I ran their whole centre for them. But as I went on with my husband Greg to have 4 children, it became increasingly more difficult to run my career. And I gave that up and gradually started getting more involved with the fish and chip industry. So as the children got older, I could sort of help Greg along with the skills I'd learnt at the AA, customer care, business management. And in 2003, we opened our Plaice in Hagley. 2004, we went on to win the UK Fish and Chip Shop of the Year competition, which we were so proud of, and that just put us on another level. It really creates a profile for you, a platform. We went on to do television, radio, culminating in actually an invitation to meet the Queen, where we were invited to a drinks party to discuss anything maritime. So to us, that was fantastic. And that was the sea fish competition. So, we kind of thank them so much because it's all about opportunities. And I think that's what they gave us, the sea fish. So yeah, that was my, history really, of how I started, and more then over the years, we just got involved with the industry basically. Oh, I can't hear you.
Thank you. Thanks for that. So we heard that you opened a boutique hotel during the pandemic. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, well, again, it's all about opportunities. And from the opportunity of winning Fish and Chip Shop of the Year, we got invited to open a shop in Japan. And it turns out to be the first fish and chip shop, traditional fish and chip shop of the whole of Japan. With that opportunity, we got to meet a young English gentleman, Dan Tutor, who we became very good business partners, friends, and we decided to create our own brand of the Chip Shed. So opening the Chip Shed, we've got one in Warwick, as I said, Boughton on the Water, Minchinhampton. And with the Boughton one, we spent a whole year renovating it, takeaway downstairs, a whole new brand, a new concept. Obviously, the location was key. We wanted there to be lots of footfall, and we wanted to offer our great fish and chips to them. So we've got a restaurant and takeaway, but above the bank that we renovated, there were 2 floors. So it was really crying out to do something. And as you've got like 12, 13 coachloads of tourists usually coming to Boughton on the Water, I mean, it's the most beautiful Cotswold village. It's known as Little Venice. It's amazing. And it was just an opportunity that we couldn't not do. So we went about converting 7 rooms into boutique hotels rooms. And we like traveling. We know what we like in hotels. So we all got our heads together and thought, well, what do we like in a room? And we literally have got all the luxuries that when we're away we like. So I'm really proud of them, and I'd like to think they are amazing. And again, it's an opportunity, and that's why we went on to open it. And obviously when our guests are there, hopefully they all have fish and chips.
Yeah. Brilliant idea, really good idea. So how else have you been really reinvesting in your business during this time?
Well, obviously the 23rd of March, COVID hit us. So that was very difficult for all the fish and chip industry, as well as everybody in the country. So we all had to adapt and think on our feet. So after 2 weeks of sort of the shock and, wow, what does this mean to our businesses? The restaurants were closed. fortunately we could all open our our takeaways, which we've got to be grateful for, but we had to operate them COVID safely. So of course pre-order systems were put in place straight away. It's something we were thinking of doing, but we hadn't got round to it. So it really just kicked us into gear, which is a positive from it all. So COVID safe, the shops had to turn around. At first we weren't offering walk-ins until we could adapt our shops. But then when we thought we were able to, we just, allowed safe walk-ins, made all the different measures in the shops, got all the paperwork sorted that we could operate COVID safely. Fortunately, being a family business, we were able to just put our family, I mean, there's 4 of us that live in a household that work in the fish and chip shop, which was great because then to the customers, they were confident in what we could do. And I have to say, I like to think I'm a positive person, but out of this terrible situation, our community have really bought into us, and we've actually, they think we're wonderful what we've done. So they're actually thanking us for adapting and offering them a takeaway service, and obviously great fish and chips.
That's brilliant, really brilliant. So what advice would you give to other shops?
Lots of advice, whether it's fish and chips generally, I'd say take part in the industry. I mean, you've got to have a passion, first of all, but take part in the industry. Are you a member of the NFFF? Do you put yourself forward for competitions, whatever they are? It raises your profile, it keeps you on your toes, your staff. So whether you win, lose or draw, doesn't really matter. It's that you're looking after your core of your business and getting every aspect right. If you go on to win, that's amazing, because that puts you up on another platform to success. Take part in all the industry, exhibitions, the balls, anything, because you get talking to people, you can network, if you get one idea from somebody and you can adapt it into your business, or if you learn something that didn't work for somebody, you go, oh, right, okay, I won't go down that line. I think it's valuable to your business. So I'd say also in this COVID year that we're having, which I think you should shore yourself up as well, get everything right in your business. I mean, we took the opportunity with the staff being furloughed to put them on training. So, we got in touch with the NFFF and we're doing, as much training as we can do, so that when we do reopen, we can be all the better. So just make the most of what you can do.
That's brilliant, really good advice. So what plans have you got for this year?
Wow. If we had a crystal ball, we could we know what the business aspect's going to be. But again, this year, I think we're going to look at across all our businesses, shore ourselves up, as I said, get everything right, staff, the shops, customer service. We're actually renovating our Hagley shop, which was in the plans, but it's made us even more enthusiastic to do it. So it's with this COVID virus going on and everything's shut, it's an ideal opportunity to close the shop, refurbish it all. We're having a refresh of our branding, uniforms, colourways, our colour palettes we're just looking at. We want to keep our identity, but we also want to reinvent ourselves. So again, we're reinvesting all our savings into the Hagley shop, new frying range, and again, we're making the in-outdoors, with click and collect pre-orders, specific areas you collect your food from. So with the renovation, we're actually being able to adapt it to make sure we're there for the next 20 years, because these viruses aren't going to go away. So, it's a great opportunity for us to look across all our businesses, get it right, and then move forward. With the Chip Shed brand, very exciting. Our target market is tourists, a great community, so lots of footfall. So we've got our eye on a few places, which please watch this space. And of course, the old bank rooms have had to close in Bourton, our boutique hotel, so they are raring to go for visitors. So again, we just can't wait to open our doors and get selling great fish and chips.
Fantastic. It's all very positive. Does anyone have any questions for Caroline? You're welcome to type them into the chat box.
Oh dear.
I actually have one I'd really like to ask. You've obviously been on quite a journey. What has been the hardest point of that journey, and how did you get past it?
Hardest thing is when you make your decisions to go down one path, it's believe in yourself, and it's kind of it is you have to risk quite a few things. Obviously, money, investments, risks that things may work, may not work. And again, we did have a shop in Kidderminster. We put everything into it. We thought it was amazing, but we learned it was in the wrong location. So one of the biggest things we, as I say, going forward is location, location, location. You know, you've got to be in a market where people appreciate what you do, your standards, your hygiene, your quality. And if you're not in there, you're not going to reach your full potential. So if you ask me what I've learned, is learn from your lessons, learn from your mistakes as well.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Caroline. That's been absolutely superb. Lots of ideas there for everyone.
Thank you.
Beck Halil would like to know, she's got a great one-site location. She's toyed with the idea of turning it into a multi-site business. Is this hard to manage, and could you provide an overview of how this was financed?
Okay, I won't say it's easy, because it isn't, and it does need a lot of other skill sets. So more on a business managerial side rather than the actual practical side of sort of, you know, your everyday fish and chip operation. So yes, it does, but you know, you've got to be organised. It can be done, and again, it goes back to this passion. If you're passionate about it, you can do it. Talk to other people, talk to other sites. How have you managed to do it? You know, what are the pitfalls I need to look out for? You know, that's how you learn, by asking other people who've done it. How did you fund it? We sold one shop to fund another one, and again, all our savings, you know, whatever savings you've accumulated in the year, that's how you go on to fund one to the other, if you're lucky enough. So yeah, we cashed a few things in, and you know, if you believe in it, you can do it. But talk to other people who've done it, ask them questions, lots of questions. You can't do it on your own often. You know, talk to other operators who you know are good operators, and you'll learn a lot from them.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for that.